Could this be the cover for WWE 2K24? We're of course talking about The Rock. The Rock returned to SmackDown with a surprise appearance and had one of the biggest returns in SmackDown recent history. And along with his return to SmackDown, we also had The Rock interview on Pat McAfee's show where he discussed plans for WrestleMania 39 and the potential for WrestleMania 40. And it actually started to get me to think, what if? Could The Rock be the cover star and the showcase star for next year's game? Now, I'll start by saying, I don't think 2K with The Rock just returning to SmackDown would all of a sudden drop their plans for their cover star, their existing showcase if they're going in a different direction. I don't believe that whatsoever. I also know that with the Pat McAfee interview that The Rock did, where he talked about the WrestleMania 39 plans that he had with Nick Khan and Vince McMahon, talking about the match against Roman Reigns, I understand 2K probably wouldn't be involved with any of that whatsoever, and everyone would be in the dark with it. But let's speculate just for a second here, because the timing for this would be incredible. If The Rock and WWE had penciled in plans for last year's WrestleMania main event of Rock versus Roman, WWE 2K23 was already out. But once WrestleMania was over, 2K24 starts to get in development. If 2K had plans before, like in 2K23, if they were already putting work and pieces in place for 2K24's cover star and showcase ideas, they would have a year and a half to kind of put this idea in place for 2K24. Now, I say both the showcase and the cover because 2K has done this for the last 2 years, so it makes me believe that whoever the showcase star is going to be, they're going to be the cover star. Be it Undertaker, Triple H, Edge, Orton as just some of the speculated cover stars and showcase stars. If it is The Rock, I would totally see them doing a showcase to go along with the cover. And I personally feel that it's a giant legend, regardless of the return that happened on SmackDown and all of the chatter that it's created. I still think it's a giant superstar that you want to be able to showcase. The Rock's legendary career, the matches at WrestleMania, along with just his status as one of the top movie stars of all time. Again, it's not that 2K and WWE would necessarily line up that return, but there's a chance that WWE could tell 2K, well, we'd like The Rock to be the 24 cover star and put him in as the showcase, without revealing that the 39 match would have happened. And it was heavily rumored for WrestleMania 39, by the way.
We couldn't actually nail what that thing was.
We know that we got Cody losing to Roman, but even during that time with the build, it was really starting to be speculated that The Rock would take on Roman Reigns that year. And even if The Rock didn't return to SmackDown, I still think it would be an easy prediction to make. We haven't seen The Rock on the 2K cover since WWE 2K14, and that had 30 years of WrestleMania mode, the showcase, to go along with it. This is where I feel that WWE 2K games can almost redo that. 10 years later, giving us The Rock on the cover once again, and either with the showcase mode or a 40 years of WrestleMania mode. Almost a successor to 2K14 in that regard. And talking about a Rock showcase, there's just so much that they could pull from, just like a John Cena showcase mode that we got. Because a Rock showcase could easily include his trilogy with Stone Cold Steve Austin, Judgment Day, not the faction, the pay-per-view, Judgment Day 2000, where he went up against Triple H in an Iron Man match, Undertaker returned, DX was involved. If Shawn Michaels was the special guest referee, special guest referee? Probably won't happen. But if it did, it was in there too, and it's a fantastic match. Hogan, obviously, at WrestleMania X8. Rock versus Goldberg, if Goldberg would still potentially have a Legends deal and not get removed. Brock Lesnar. Rock versus Kurt Angle, both of the Rock Cena matches, Rock versus Mankind, includes stuff with the corporation, and one of the biggest things, his debut at Survivor Series. I also think The Rock is an excellent choice because from 2K side, when we get these showcases, they love to include every alt attire possible for the superstar. John Cena and Rey have like 30 different versions of themselves in the game, and you could easily do a lot with The Rock over the years. From his debut to the Attitude Era, through to Hollywood Rock, his returns, and then modern day Rock as well. There are generational gaps and looks of The Rock that you can mine from here. It would also mean, by the way, we would get the full Rock entrance Attitude Era, not just the Trons and the motion. They would actually put in the music this time. And that's the other piece too. You get a ton of different entrances, different themes of The Rock that have changed over the years. More and more of this just sounds kind of perfect because there is just so much to mine from. You could go in the direction of a 40 years of WrestleMania, like I mentioned, and pull off a few big Mania matches with The Rock, like his Cena one, the Hogan Austin, like I said, and then give us multiple other matches and stories to play through with other legends and wrestlers over the years. And with his Survivor Series debut, like I mentioned, it's now past 25 years since his debut. And if The Rock were the cover star, and The Rock is more involved this year with WWE, a really perfect time, in my opinion, to reveal the cover star would be at Survivor Series if it was The Rock. I think there's huge possibilities with a showcase like this featuring The Rock. And of course, they could do a fantasy showcase match of Rock versus Roman as a final match in the mode. Despite the match not being confirmed, we still don't know if it will ever happen, but you definitely can see that they could add this in as a bonus match or as the final match of a Rock showcase to have the bloodline match at a WrestleMania 40 or special arena that they would create in the game. And it would be a great way to cap off a showcase to have this potential future match. And The Rock does return to WWE for one more match at WrestleMania 40. I just think the timing is too perfect, and I think it is exactly what a lot of fans would be excited to get their hands on and play. Or they don't do any of it and they just wait till 2K25. But what do you think about a Rock cover and showcase mode? Despite the return, do you think it's possible? Hit me up in the comments below, drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.